Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Welcome to this reading for the full moon in Taurus lunar eclipse energy that we just went through. This is a bit delayed, but it's okay because the messages will still be relevant because it's a pretty strong kind of energy, and the full moon is always kind of like an energy that plays out over a period of time. So let's just see what comes up in this reading. I'm going to share my screen and show you the chart while I do the reading. So here's the chart, and it's on 27 degrees of Taurus. And it is conjunct a fixed star called Algol. So I'm going to start pulling some cards on this, on the opposition itself, the sun and the moon opposition, which makes the full moon. And I'll kind of want to look at the Algol fixed star energy, of course, because it's on it, but I want to look at the opposition energy first. So I'm going to contemplate with the tarot what this is all about. First card we have is the Seven of Pentacles. Then we have the Five of Cups and the Five of Pentacles. I feel like there's a separation energy with this full moon, like a significant kind of separation energy, where because the Seven of Pentacles is about kind of looking at what you have, looking at what's going on for you, taking a step back, looking at it that way, and kind of getting an idea of what needs to be tweaked, what needs to be removed, what is showing potential. And it's like a sorting out kind of energy, the Seven of Pentacles, but it also, in my experience and opinion, is physical. It's about the physical body connecting in with this physical world, and all of the chakras aligning to something, some kind of energy going on. So it may be that you're coming to the realization that there is something kind of blocking you from moving forward within a particular relationship, project, venture, or whatever it might be. And there is loss associated with that. Five of Cups, Five of Pentacles is feeling like something's missing, something's gone. But I feel like that it is eventually going to feel like a positive thing, even though it doesn't feel that positive at the moment. I'm going to bring in an oracle from the fairy tarot. So we've got the Sun card, and this is plans that work out perfectly, amazing ideas that lead to rewards and commendations, gratitude for the blessings of life. So the plans that we have had up until this full moon energy, lunar eclipse energy, may alter the plans that we've had. And this is because of a realization of, if you go forward with certain plans that you already had and you were following some sort of agenda, you may suddenly realize that, or just come to a realization that this agenda that you have will bring about some sort of loss. So there's like a shifting in the agenda. What is it that you're doing at the moment? Or, you know, the relationship you're in might take a turn for the worse. At first, it might feel like it's a bad thing, but it's actually a good thing. So Algol is a fixed star. And first of all, I don't think that there are any kind of negative stars in the sky. I feel like they get labeled negatively because negative things happen. We go through things, and you know, ancient and medieval astrologers often labeled things in a way that was negative or positive, bad or good. It was really kind of black and white. And for example, Algol can mean that you're taking the heads off of certain flowers and using them for some sort of something that you're making. And in order to make that thing, you have to use the heads of, you have to use the flower petals, like the heads of roses or something. Rose water requires rose petals. So you're beheading that item of the physical world, that thing. So not always does it literally mean what it says it means. When we're looking at fixed stars, there is kind of like a sacrificial energy about this with that fixed star. Like something has to kind of change in order to grow, change in order to be manifested and made into something even more powerful than it is naturally. So let's continue with this reading. So you may be working out that you don't really need something in your life because it's not contributing to your life in a positive sense. And there needs to be some sort of altering of it, which could be painful. It could be, you may have to make a sacrifice of some kind, something like that. But there's also the turning your back on things as well. We've got the moon here with the Ace of Swords, and this is about clarity within. Clarity on an emotional level, knowing exactly how you feel about something that's going on in your life right now. Let's just take an example of well, I like to do business readings, and I'm going to go in that direction with this channel for people, empaths who are getting into business and doing business for themselves. So let's take the example of a business that maybe you've had a business, or you were in a business that was really successful for a long time, and it's starting to show that there needs to be some changes. Some things need to be removed, and you've changed in the process of creating your business. Maybe you haven't even created it yet, but you as a person have changed. So what you want to do is going to change with your spirituality, with your emotional intelligence, with your emotional development. So what I feel like it's saying is that this clarity of how you feel is going to lead to choices that you're going to have to make within your business. And that maybe some things have to be taken out of the entire situation. We have Temperance, we have the King of Wands, and we have the Queen of Wands. So in, let's say, a business partnership or any kind of partnership, in a business partnership, what it's telling me is that there's a lot of desire in this, whatever it is. There's a huge amount of desire, and I think even an amount of addiction based on where it is in the chart. And that these two entities, whether this is you and someone else, where there's a lot of passion and a lot of desire, have to come to some sort of balance within this situation. So these, I have the Lovers here twice. I have plans, making plans. So whatever plans you're making, you have to do it without being so intense. And I say that because if you just go on the passion and the intensity and move forward, and that's the agenda, that's your motivation of like a moth to a flame of love and passion. And think of the song by Robert Palmer, Addicted to Love. I love that song because, it's it's, if you relate to it, if you empathically are in tune with something so much, and you're on a one-track mind with it, and you just want this thing to manifest, whether it's a relationship with someone or something that you're doing in life, it becomes kind of like an addiction, and that can lead to a lot of toxicity. So I feel like it's saying that something needs to just kind of be cut. Ace of Swords, lanced, cut, removed. It might be painful. That process is painful, but it's saying that the outcome is that this masculine, feminine, yin yang opportunity to be in some kind of perfect alchemical relationship is there, but there's things that have to be removed first. And knowing the deepest truth possible about what you need to kind of cut from your reality is what it's saying here. So there's some kind of hard choices to be made with this energy. I just want to show you the Sabian symbol. So it is a person in midlife stands in rapt, sudden realization of forgotten charms in unexpected recovery of romance. This is a wonderful symbol of second chances of romance, love, passion, and starting over in life. Even when it feels like all chance of wonderful things have passed by, something comes back into your life and it can be inspiring, delicious, and reviving. This energy is really this description is really interesting because you may kind of come across, an old passion of some kind, like something that you had just buried underneath the surface of your emotions. It's like coming to the surface, and there's a second chance in something and to revive it. So it says, however, it's not to be swept off your feet and misguided by overcorrection, nor is it a good idea to take whatever you can. Let me just say that exactly how it's said. Nor is it a good idea to just take whatever you can get, thinking nothing better will ever come along. So it's saying basically don't settle, and also analyzing your options in a mature fashion. You'll have a deep understanding of what is possible, and you can choose to be involved for the right reasons. Finding a renewal of love, knowledge, interest, when it looked like all the opportunities had passed. Second chances, finding something to be passionate about, and awakenings. The negative is denying the right to emotional expression because of social expectations. I just want to bring in something that I don't normally talk about stuff like this on this channel, but this is interesting because in the case that the whole world was just recently watching about the kid who was being tried for homicide in self-defense, basically he wasn't allowed to show any emotion. In fact, the judge told him and everyone else in the court to not show emotions, which was interesting. I don't know, that's like basically how it goes in a courtroom setting, but this is it's like the reaction that you have, or the intensity to something that is so, it means a lot. There's a lot at stake. There's a lot with this energy, and to be denied some kind of emotional reaction or release it's along the lines of what not to do with this energy, and the opposite of the Temperance card. So I just found that interesting, that Taurus, which does include things that have been there for a long time, a justice system that's been there for a long time, and it correlates with the Hierophant, which is all about systems that have been developed over a long period of time and have been there for a long time anyway. And so we saw that the kid got a second chance, And I'm just using this as an example. I don't want to share my opinion one way or the other because it doesn't affect me, but it does go in line with what it's saying in the chart, that this is about second chances, and that to deny the true depths of like the absolute clarity of how you feel is almost impossible. And if you stifle that or try and stop that, it could be you might be dealing with someone who doesn't want to hear your emotions, doesn't want to hear how you feel about them, or doesn't want to join you in your passionate kind of emotional expression about something that's deeply personal to you, that means a lot to you. So there is a negative aspect of that. I just want to show you something. Go to the stars, and the moon conjunct Algol for this. This is showing the, hang on, is this now? Yeah, so this is the Algol fixed star conjunct the moon in Taurus. The description: a human head cut off at the neck. It gives success to petitions, makes the wearer bold and magnanimous, preserves the body, protects against witchcraft, and turns evil and spells back upon those who work them. So, of course, this is the descriptions for these fixed stars has been taken by other texts that was written a long time ago. So that's why it kind of sounds a bit medieval. But the general idea is that something that was directed towards you is now being turned back onto that other thing. And which makes, in my opinion, this star very powerful. So basically, like the idea of the Medusa and her hair being turned into serpents gave her an appearance that was said to turn people into stone. So there's this idea that something becomes permanent. So going back to the fixed star, sorry, the Sabian symbol, a sudden realization of forgotten charms in an unexpected discovery of romance and second chances, passion, starting over. It's a huge energy, I think, of second chances and finding something to be passionate about, as it says here. So I feel like people will start to really become passionate, and depending on where they are, like in their life and their agenda, their compass, their deepest truth, depending on where they are, is how their passions are going to be manifesting. So you may feel like something within you is igniting. Something is coming to the surface for you. And it's basically saying to be careful of overreacting to these desires and these passions. And so it's saying that this works out because the plans that are going to be created from these unexpected passions that arise will work out in a way that is a success, basically. So I'm going to pull some cards on the fixed star energy and the moon conjunction. The Hierophant, the sun. So we have the sun and Hierophant energy. The Six of Pentacles, the Two of Wands. I'll just do one more, the Wheel of Fortune. I think that this passion that arises is going to be uh, a giving and receiving kind of energy, the Six of Pentacles, which it's like two people working together, two people working in a way that is, you make better choices with, two minds and that sort of thing. It's like the two passions kind of align. And I think that that there is going to be in this partnership, if this relates to you, there is going to be a spotlight on the traditional way of doing things, and that it may be that you both are going to be removing something or turning your back on something because it isn't in alignment with your powerful passion that you have together. And that kind of sets things in motion, the Wheel of Fortunes. So let's pull another card for this fixed star energy. The Ace of Cups. Open your heart to love, the beginning of a new intimate relationship, or the rebirth of a current one. The awakening of psychic abilities or spiritual epiphanies. And the King of Cups. So this is a romantic partner. This is something that, like, you lose your head, there's that kind of analogy of decapitation. We don't have to take everything so literally. You lose your head because you're so enamored, you're so in love with something, some idea, and you come in contact with another person that is also losing their head, losing their mind about the relationship or whatever. And it's kind of telling me that it's really powerful, and you could go quite far with this relationship in terms of the power of empathy and healing. So when there is that much passion and that much kind of drive to not go down the road of tradition, and it's a little bit different, and kind of like it's making you lose your mind because it's so passionate or it's so intense, what you can do basically is, like it says, don't be swept off your feet. It's best not to be swept off your feet and misguided by overreaction. No matter how much it feels like this thing that comes to the surface is like a second chance, there is the message here to stand back and analyze the options in a mature fashion. And then you will have a deep understanding of what's possible and can choose to be involved for the right reasons. Because I feel like there's many reasons to be involved in something like this. Like I said, passion, intensity, magic, creation, emotional fulfillment. But I think that keeping your head is what it's asking. So the Enchanted Mac card that I have for the fixed star is details. And I'll just read that from the book. Be aware of the fine print in all areas of your life. Look at the details and leave the broad strokes for another time. When this card appears in a reading, it's time to finesse a project, make small but meaningful gestures, or add a personal touch to your correspondence. Be aware that what you need to know lies in the details. If you're entering into an agreement of any kind, pay attention to them before and not after, when it's too late. Clarity and transparency are key, and you can gain great understanding by observing the minute body language, offhand remarks, and fleeting facial expressions that reveal the larger picture. That's interesting. So we get information, whatever it is for you, what's going on for you at this time. The standing back thing, it's because we can get information from these things that manifest. So the more information, the better. It's basically what it's saying before kind of taking action. As wonderful and amazing as it might feel, whatever this is that comes up for you, looking at the details are important. And I think I'm going to leave it there. That's the message for this full moon in Taurus. So the lunar eclipse message is field of dreams and deep freeze. Something so this is about a cycle of some kind, and something that has been in your field of dreams, so to speak, in your psyche, is, I feel, with this lunar eclipse at this time, coming up from some sort of frozen kind of place within. And something is thawing out. The intensity of this full moon is basically kind of thawing out some sort of passion for something. Could be a return of a lover, a return of something that you were wanting to do years ago, where you set out to do it years ago and it didn't work out. And that was for a reason. And now it's saying that it may come up to the surface now, and you recognize the feeling of it. And it is a second chance for it, something in the field of dreams unfreezing. Wheel of Fortune, Six of Cups, something from the past. So this lunar eclipse kind of is bringing back something from the past, bringing our attention to something from the past, where it's now going to be moving forward. So I'm going to leave it there for you. And then I'm going to do another video probably today on astro cartography, which is really interesting. And I want to bring out some points about that and why it's a good idea. And it's quite enjoyable to look at that kind of a chart. So that's it for now. Thank you for being here, and I'll see you soon. Bye.